we are back. Welcome back to the Kings Report this Friday, July 14th, 2017. Let's get back to these young ladies talking about trading up and the consequences of consumerism on potential partners.
Say this because I've actually seen it firsthand with members of my family, you know, like where my grandparents, for example, been married over 50 years. So you do see that, and then you just have an entire past that you can share with someone, you know?
And I really can't wait for the like hardcore liberals to come into the comment section and be like, are you telling me to work at a relationship where my boyfriend is beating me? Are you telling people to stay in a relationship that's abusive? Like, obviously freaking not. Like, that is a big, like, we're talking about the things people are trading up to are superficial things. What we're trying to talk about is work on that friendship, that lasting thing, that thing that already has
Values.
core needs, where they're not beating you.
Same political views also very critical.
Want to try, and there are people out there that do
Because political views equals civilizational views. Differences in civilization. If you have radically different political views, which are different civilizations, literally like whether or not you can kill babies or not, whether or not you believe in long-term monogamous marriage. These are civilizational views. I mean, you don't want to be with an idiot who believes it's okay to commit adultery on, you know, and that's fine. That's just normal evolutionary biological processes, and humans are animals. So it's not a big problem if I sleep around because I'm an animal. You really don't want to be with that kind of predator. You see what I'm saying? Totally. The political views they are critical. The problem is a lot of our young people did not have clear political views. And so they just sucked up and just sucked into the liberal cult. So political views, common political views are absolutely essential because they extend to religious theological issues too. Like, can you kill a baby in the womb? That's a serious question that has implications to life, eternal value of human, dignity of human life, sanctity of human life, all this kind of stuff is all theological issues. Okay, so this is
and it's difficult right now to find those people because you got a lot of relationships where people don't want to work at relationships. They have expectations.
Pleasure, now.
They just, that's why relationships have gone down to Netflix and chill, where it's just watch a movie and sex, because you don't have to put any effort to that. You're both just getting something you want.
There's the instant gratification, and that extends not only to relationships, but to everything. Even if you look at the way books are being written now, I know the industry very well. It's all about, in the first page, you have to have everyone hooked. And it's like, whoa, I mean, that's so hard to do, but it's the same.
That's important. Netflix and sex. They're talking about sex as just entertainment. That you just do with anybody, just like you watch a movie with anybody. Whereas sex is relationship building. In real absolute sex, right? It's relationship building, it's strengthening, it's the core gluing, strengthening that relationship intimacy. Doing something with your spouse that you can't do with anybody else, that's special, intimate, sexuality. Okay, that's not just watching a movie. It's like, it is an intimate, building relationship builder, a glue. Richard Patterson talking about, you know, the different hormones that come out, etc. It bonds you tighter, closer together. Right? It's not. She's talking about the dating and the Netflix and sex, and then okay, that's it. I'm bored of that, and I'm doing it with another guy or another girl. You know what I'm saying?
Satan has totally dominated modern day relationships, where Father really taught about abstinence, building a relationship based on the same, like you were saying, same religious views, the same view of God. That's where relationships can last. And there's a lot of studies put on religious marriages that are born out of a common religious faith have a much higher success rate.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and you know what's really important, like for guys, you think just banging all the hot girls is going to be fun. It's the same old. You just look at all those stupid punk rockers and the stupid, you know, band, whatever, leaders, guitarists, whatever, that are having sex with their groupies every single little town they go play. They're banging some girl, a new girl. Yeah. And then you see them after 10, 15 years, and they're sick of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw one guy, he did on Discovery or something, he's some kind of band leader for a huge rock band or something like that. This white guy would, you know, the common stupid black hair moosed out and the stupid little devil, you know, skulls all over it. Idiots. It was just the same stupid prototype. Just like little cutout images of the same stupid idiocy. But anyways, this guy was saying every city he went to, he would just choose the hottest girl in the front and just take her in a cab and just, you know, feel her up, and have sex with her. And it'd be the same old thing. He'd go to a new city, he'd invite the girl into the camper, they would kiss, she'd take her pants, she would take their pants off, she would suck his wee-wee, they'd have oral sex, and then they just bang, and then she's gone. And it's the same old crap over and over and over again. And the young idiots, the young horny boys think, oh yeah, that'd be dope, yeah. You stupid idiot. That's gonna get so old so quick because you're not developing any connection to a human being other than just, banging them and then throwing them away. Mm-hmm. You're not developing any relationship. It has no meaning. It's just like jacking off to some stupid porno. It has no meaning. No meaning. And you see it in the people who actually live that lifestyle. They're pathetically dissatisfied with it even a couple years into it.
And that's why there's a lot of alcohol problems, a lot of drug abuse in that world because people are empty, dissatisfied.
They think having 10,000 girls, they saw the basketball star who had 10,000 girls. Who's that basketball guy?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain, that's right. He had like 10,000 women or something like that. Mm-hmm. Was it 100,000? Anyways, he said he would at every place he'd go, he'd have sex with multiple women, right?
Yeah.
And everybody think, oh, he's that, he's all that. When they're young, they're like, oh man, I wish I could have all those girls. They're all the freaking same. Mm-hmm. What? And of course, exposing yourself to all this STD disease, all this kind of crap.
Right.
They're all the freaking same. I mean, what the hell? And you see him in the end, he's miserable. I think he has AIDS.
He had
Doesn't he?
AIDS, yeah.
He's got AIDS. He thinks it's a badge of, oh yeah, I had so much problems. I had 10,000 women. You had crap. Mm-hmm. You had low quality sluts. You had crap. You never experienced a real woman. You never experienced a long-term relationship. You never experienced real love. You never experienced real relationship. You never experienced real intimacy. You never experienced real friendship. You never experienced anything. All you experienced is some vaginas. That's all you did. Like watching pornos. Mm-hmm. You didn't experience crap. I can experience all that plus everything more. You see what I'm saying? With the queen. You see what I'm saying? It's so pathetic. It's such a lie. It's such a fake, shallow, superficial, consumeristic, pathetic crap hole. And it's sold as something so great. Mm-hmm. That's such bullcrap. It's such bullcrap. All right, let's get back to these.
You certainly can't build a family on that.
You certainly can't build family or civilization on that.
Like the whole lineage is gone. And that's what's happening in the world today. People don't want to get married. There's no satisfying relationships.
Yeah.
People don't want they don't want to have kids anymore.
Right. Which is perfect for the political Satanists. They love that.
Yep.
Fall right into them and be their little serf and just die. And when you're done, just die. Go away. Die. Because that's what they want. They don't want you to stay and remain with honor and integrity and something with value and honor code and honor system and chivalry that passes down through civility. They don't want that because that becomes a direct competition to their sex orgies and pedophilia networks. Back to these young girls.
Gratification there's not a lot of patience. And when I say these things, I apply them to myself as well. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
So, and Lord too. Like, we're not making this like, we're so great, by the way. You know, take it from us.
What, you girls ain't perfect?
Yeah, so it's stuff we're trying
you
to work
racist
on
white supremacists.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when I look for someone I want to date, and when I try to think of things, I try to do those things in myself as well. When I say I want someone who is going to try this relationship, someone who will make a picnic on a beach for me and surprise me, I'm like, I have to do that too.
Exactly.
If I want something to work, I have to be the kind of person.
Look at that. She's actually saying, okay, if you want your husband or you want your guy to surprise you and act spontaneous and have a picnic at the beach or whatever, surprise you with a restaurant or whatever, you got to do that for him too. You can't expect him just to do it for you and just like always be there to try to surprise you and you don't do anything for him. That's selfish consumerism. And they're actually calling those bitches out on that. That's fantastic.
Would do that.
Yeah, be the kind of person you want to attract and try and develop the same quality.
Be the person you want to attract.
You want to see in other people, within yourself, because then there's a very good chance you might attract someone like that. If you are just someone who has a whole list that's very...
I'm selfish, impatient, and a little insecure. Talk about very insecure. I make mistakes like sleeping with the president. I'm out of control and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best.
Is she some kind of role model?
Why is that spiritualcleansing.org? What, Marilyn Monroe, she's not even that hot. She's not even that hot. There's way too much hype about Marilyn Monroe. She's a bum.
She's an icon, a satanic icon.
She's not even that hot. What the hell is up with her? Was she she's a slut. She was sleeping around with the stupid president. And John F. Kennedy's a little slut too, sleeping around over his wife.
Yeah.
Why are they parading her as God? She's not a goddess. She defecates and farts too. There ain't nothing special about her. I don't see nothing special about that fool. Don't give me no spiritual cleansing and a quote from Marilyn Monroe. Jesus, give me a break.
Demanding, I need this and this and this. Well, you better be like, something spectacular.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's the thing, people are going to continue to find these relationships where they'll have that first like exciting burst of like a week or a month where it's just like you're just sitting in bed and eating Oreos and watching Netflix all day, and it's great because it's this new person, so everything you're learning about them is exciting.
Yeah.
But once you've learned everything about them, once you've got run out of a show you're watching on Netflix, once you've gotten bored of them, that is not going to last. The things that last in a relationship are the effort you put in.
Yeah.
The random nights that you set up on the beach with wine and like a candlelit dinner, that's like cute stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
The friendship that you built.
Exactly.
These significant things, not the constant consumerism of people. It's really, really crazy.
Like friendship is like the skeleton, and you could say, and that's what gives the body support. And that's what it's the same. It gives the relationship support, and then everything else is just added onto it. But everything has a foundation. It needs to be strong and it needs to be correct, or it's gonna crumble.
Yeah, and this is where a lot of the reason that monogamy is failing right now, and people are saying monogamy doesn't work. I mean, I've been watching so many beauty channels and other YouTubers, like especially female YouTubers, to see what advice they're giving to young women, and they're all saying, I don't really believe in monogamy anymore. I don't really know if you can be happy with one person.
And the predatory men are saying,
reason
yeah, more bitches to bang. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
You're falling right into it by being dishonorable. And not seeing that you are worth having to be held for eternity. Okay, go ahead, Laura. Go
working
ahead.
is because people are lazy and entitled.
It's hard work. That's the thing. People, I mean, if you just follow every whim and desire, then it doesn't work. Because, you might be attracted to this person over there, but you're in a committed relationship. Well, then, of course, monogamy is not going to work if you have no self-discipline and if you can't work at something and sacrifice for it. Yeah, monogamy, it could be really hard work and harder for some people because some people are more prone to being players than others, I guess. But it's definitely our entire society would be chaos if people weren't monogamous. It would be like, you have kids over there and they're all yours, and they're like with different women, and it would just be
all you have to do is look at the statistics. Like people can scream in the
that's
comments
today's
about,
modern
oh,
culture right
traditional
there.
family, that's like so conservative. No, look at the statistics.
Great job,
I mean,
everybody!
but for kids that
I'm
aren't in a
Dr.
traditional
Evelyn
family
Jeff
with a mother and
Bezos.
father around that just decided, oh, I'm going to be polyamorous and leave the kids and just pursue my own happiness and not see any responsibility or any selflessness towards other people, those children are significantly more likely to be homeless, to fail in school, to be alcoholics, criminals, they're more likely to die. Like, it's insane. It's really, really sad stuff. So this hyper selfishness, this hyper individualism where I'm only going to worry about myself and my satisfaction is killing our culture and civilization.
True.
That is, that's why People Militia is training. So I always get back to that and everything. It's not, the People Militia trains you to realize, hey, your training you can't do alone. Like real fighting martial arts, you can't do them alone. You can't be some kind of pretend like, I'm going to be a Shaolin monk and train in the woods all day long and become a master. You're going to suck. You're going to get beat up. It's like this Tai Chi guy who thinks, yes, I'm practicing my Taoist Tai Chi. every day and channeling to harness the power of the universe. Hey guys, pick up that clip. Tai Chi Chuan versus MMA. Shocks the nation. And China's reeling this because they believe in this fantasy that, oh yes, you can do it all yourself. Oh, the cultivate of self-cultivation. Ah, yes, you'll be more deadly than anybody. It's a delusional religious cult. And this guy gets beat up by an amateur MMA fighter, just conventional boxing just knocks the guy out. But this is really important because one thing you learn, and Francisco even teaches them when he teaches jiu-jitsu, you can't practice real combat arts without a partner. You can't just be focused on your improvement. You have to consider the improvement of your partners. You have to appreciate your partners. If you're there just trying to smash everybody, you're going to lose all your partners. Nobody want to train with you, and you're going to be alone. So you learn that your success is connected to helping build up other people's success as well. And this is absolutely critical. It's an incredibly critical principle. Here's a Tai Chi Chuan guy who did all this self-cultivation and Taoist meditation, yoga practice in the Chinese Huangshan Mountains, eating ginseng roots and being vegetarian, harnessing the universe's chi energy power into all his chakras, and swirling the vortex of powers so he can defeat any man alive. And here's an amateur MMA fighter who then will teach him a very important lesson in the school of reality. Here you go. Check this out. The Tai Chi Chuan gun is the guy in the white kung fu outfit. I'm harnessing my chi power. My energy from my chakras and my dantian is breathing, and I will destroy you. Stop. That's reality, baby. That's reality. I love it. That's why I ended up hating these fake martial arts. That's why I quit Tong Mudo, because of that fake martial art. And I said, no, I want to learn the real fighting. I want to learn Thai boxing. I want to learn boxing. I want to learn freaking grappling, choking necks, the art of strangulation and crippling. I want to learn real fighting arts. And that's why I started studying all those things. And then, of course, become a resource because I have to train the PPP militia for Chinese group. But of course, there you see the reality. Let's go back to Laura Southern and Brittany Pettibone.
And I think people would reject it more, but if you notice, it's promoted as an extremely positive thing, like loving yourself. You know, I don't need anyone but me.
Do you love me? Me. Why don't you love me? Me. Do you love me now? Me. Do you love me now? Me. You wouldn't even want a friend like that. How can you put your man in a suffering course like that? Or your girl, if you're like,
it's like we're all perfect the way we are, and we shouldn't have to, bend it all to fit other people. But we actually
try
should
to improve.
You shouldn't grow.
'Cause
You don't have to prove. You don't have to grow.
some-
Yeah, you're perfect
everyone
as
has
you
faults
are.
that they
As
should
you
work
are.
on.
Love yourself as you
And
are.
it's
You're
horrible
pathetic,
ways of
irrational,
thinking.
childish,
And
little,
like
impish,
self-love and everything
puerile,
like that.
infantile child. But just love yourself, even though you're 50 years old. You're still acting like a baby. Just love yourself.
So we have to wrap this up pretty quick because my camera's about to die. But I don't know. I think these relationship videos and like talking about these things is really important because when I go out and I look for videos on this, like I do like to watch videos on like how to work on my future, how to work on myself, self-improvement, because I think this is actually important in a political context as well because it gets really sad seeing the state of the world and knowing that I can do my best to raise awareness about free speech, about mass immigration and cultural decay, but I can't fix it all. What I can fix is my own life,
Exactly.
myself, and like my community. So I look for these videos and they're all terrible advice. So
Yeah, many of these problems that we're trying to fix,
Exactly.
if like we collectively turned inward and to all worked on improving ourselves, our environment, everything, our culture, it would all completely change. The world would become a much better place, and many of the problems that we're trying to solve would be solved because just most people in general will be better and more willing to contribute to society and think about more than themselves.
statistics don't change if individuals don't change.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of want to leave this. We're going to do more of this
Individual
while we're on our trip, though,
responsibility.
like about
There you go.
relationships and obviously politics, what you
Yeah.
guys usually come to this channel for. But yeah, Britt and I are going to be all over Europe, so stay tuned, pay attention. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I don't know if we should
Yeah,
do more.
because-
I gave
If
it
you
a
hate
like.
we might not.
Thumbs up, girls. Good job.
But any last words?
No, that's about it. I'm really excited.
No,
We
Laura's
can
son
talk
actually
about
quite
making
tough.
the video
She
for
gets
everyone.
out there. She has a helmet on. She, Antifa's trying to intimidate her because they recognize her because she's a big internet super sensation. She was working with Reverend Mia, and now she's branched off on her own. And they were going after her. Laura said, nah, nah, nah. And she gets it all on film. She's a real journalist. She's a real journalist. She's a real reporter. But isn't it nice to see young ladies like that?
What an alternative, yeah. It's what the world needs.
And they're giving different advice, that the common same old new age crap that you hear, that which ends up in failure all the time. Just shallow relationship. I would have liked it if they were a little bit more upfront about their religious beliefs. I don't think they shared a little about that. But hey, why not be upfront with Christian ethics being they're better. They're better than Islamic ethics. They're better than Buddhist ethics. They're better. They're better. Objectively better. They create a better civilization. It is a reality. It's not fact. It's objectively true that evangelical Christian society creates the most freedom for women, the most rights for women, the most.
America's
Islamic
the
civilization
result-
doesn't do that.
Yeah, America is a result of Christian values.
Did you know even in Buddhism, okay, when the Buddha was asked whether or not woman bhikkhuni is a woman nun, a monk who was a nun, can reach enlightenment, he said no, she has to be reborn as a man. But Western Buddhism has changed that because they've been influenced by what? Evangelical Christianity, where the Bible says man and woman is made in the image of God. So that's the foundation for women's rights. It's based in the Bible. Whereas in Buddhism, even the Buddha, the quote enlightened being, said no, you have to be reborn as a man. But they of course go on and say, well, we don't know if that's actually a statement from the Buddha. Well, we don't know the historical critical context of it. Well, it's right there. It's right there. Trying to make up all these excuses for it. And then reinterpret it in a evangelical Christian ethical context. Very convenient, just like social Buddhism did that. So the reality of the matter is that it's evangelical Christian society that doesn't deify Mary as a goddess and then leads to temple prostitution like the Catholic Church, which historically, and nuns that have come out said that the nuns are used as pleasure tools for the bishops and archbishops of the hierarchy. If they want them, they can take them. They have no rights. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they pretend to be holy. The Catholic Church I'm speaking about, the nuns are many times victims.
Yeah.
And they're just literally going in there with the true heart desire to love Jesus, but then they get exploited. And I want to say all of them do, but there's many that do. And of course, we know the Catholic Church is notorious for covering up pedophilia, let alone the raping of nuns and the exploitation of nuns. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. Okay? There is a civilization that is better than others. And biblical, evangelical, decentralized, true, Christ-centered faith creates better civilizations for everybody because it really acknowledges personal responsibility, accountability, and free will. And free will. And free personal responsibility. Alrighty, folks, what time is it now? Oh my goodness, it's already